Okay, folks, it's Mike's Instant Movie Reviews for a classic comeback movie, Groundhog Day, 1993, Bill Murray, Andie MacDowell. I've seen this movie a few times over the years, of course, as many of us have. It's one of those movies that's always on cable, USA Network or TBS or whatever the fuck, and I think I'll sit here and talk since I've got some nice lighting. What did I think? I liked the movie. I wasn't one of these people that always goes nuts over Groundhog Day. It was never one of those movies that I, sang a song about like some people do. But going to the movie tonight, early afternoon, or early evening, I should say, late afternoon, I can see the appeal to this movie. I did have a thought. Nancy and Rita are the two women primary objects of desire for the Bill Murray character of Phil. Was it Ann Wilson and Nancy Wilson and Hart, the band Hart? Was there a Rita Wilson and Hart, or that's Rita Wilson, the actress? I was trying to put those ties together, but maybe I was coming up with something that does not exist. In any event, you see, still trying to figure out for me the whole point of this movie. I guess spoilers if you haven't seen this movie somehow, but is the idea that Bill Murray's character of Phil is supposed to be somehow molded or perfected into the ideal version of the man that Andie MacDowell's character wants in a man? And if that's the premise, okay, fine, but why wouldn't it be suitable for the Nancy character, the other female character that he beds? Why couldn't he just as easily been the perfect male vision for what's with her? And why is Phil's liaison with the Nancy character, who makes noises like a chipmunk when she gets excited, why is that just so trivialized in this film? Furthermore, he also has a rendezvous with a young woman that he impresses with the big car, who's dressed up as the French maid, and he's dressed up like, I guess, Clint Eastwood from the spaghetti westerns when they go see Heidi 2. Why is that romance so easily discarded? And these are all 90s sensibilities, folks. The movie was from 1993. There's things in this movie, and pretty much any movie or TV show, going back even 5 or 10 years ago, you couldn't do now. There's that infamous sequence, I believe, from Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, when Jim Carrey mocks or abuses his character, I should say, the Sean Young character, and exposes her as being a transgender woman, which you could not do that in 2021 with the same comedic effect. It would be seen as bullying and out of touch with today's sensibilities. There are things that we used to do, we as a society, not me, that could have now will not fly, quite simply put. What else about this movie? It's got a great soundtrack. The Sonny and Cher song, oddly enough, they did not have a great relationship as it ended, but they did birth a child together, Sonny and Cher, and their song is well represented. The Phil, the chipmunk, or whatever the fuck it is, the groundhog, I guess that's why they call it Groundhog Day. The Groundhog Day does his thing. He's a cute, I'm assuming it was a real groundhog in that car scene with Bill Murray driving the car and Phil. Two Phils in this movie. The groundhog, which I never put that together, was the film, I guess the film, Bill Murray's character of Phil is representing somehow the mystic Phil, the groundhog. He is the groundhog in essence, because he's repeating the same thing for weeks, maybe 6 weeks. Chris Elliott, I think, is an interesting phenomena character in this film. He plays the buddy, the cameraman type of guy for this small weather project, this small TV news. And the Chris Elliott character, in a different universe, in a parallel universe, you could even see Chris Elliott playing the lead in this film. He does have acting ability, he does have comedic chops. However, you know, I think he did one film that he was the star of, Cabin Boy. I will leave a cabin boy and I will come back a cabin man, or whatever. And you know, Chris Elliott never really became a big film star as far as I remember, but here he was in the supporting role. I don't know, and I don't think they got a lot out of him. He was there, but he didn't do much. You might see that the guy who, you know, Bill Murray's character saves his life, that's actually Bill Murray's real life brother. A lot of people don't realize that. This friendly face that you've seen in so many films is Bill Murray's real life brother. I don't want to say less talented, but his talents have been less used, we should say. Did you know that Dan Aykroyd also had a brother? I believe Peter Aykroyd, who was on a season of Saturday Night Live. Most people don't know that. But Peter Aykroyd, I believe Dan Aykroyd's brother. Of course, we all know Jim Belushi. He's probably the most well-regarded of the younger brothers of famous Saturday Night Live guys from the early days. Who else? You know what? I'll tell you something. I didn't realize that Eddie Murphy had a younger brother, or an older brother, I guess, who was also famous to some extent until the poor fellow passed away. Did not realize Eddie Murray had this brother that was also doing wonderful things on television with the Dave Chappelle show. No offense, I just did not realize that. So all these brothers that just appear of people. What else about this movie? Andie MacDowell, sparkling actress, and I say that in the best way. I mean, there was like there was her, and I want to say of that group of women actresses, I'd say her and Madeleine Stowe were probably the most alluring or attractive or fetching women of that kind of 1992, 93 generation. I mean, you had your Winona Ryders, you had your other people, but I just think that, you know, Madeleine Stowe, and then a couple of years later, you had the real sweetheart there from Desperado and El Mariachi and all the other things, the woman who played Frida. I'm blanking on her name, I can't believe it. You know who I'm talking about. You know, her. But before her was famous, you had Madeleine Stowe and Andie MacDowell. And I don't know what's happened to those ladies. Or Madeleine Stowe, I thought she had a TV show a few years ago. Andie MacDowell, I don't know what's happened. I don't know. Going back to this movie, it's funny, there's, for all the wrestling fans here on the Mike Messier YouTube channel, there's a WrestleMania reference that I forgot. WrestleMania was coming to Pittsburgh, apparently, in this Groundhog Day universe, which I did not remember that joke, but there's a WrestleMania reference late in the film. Did I like the movie? Yeah, I liked the movie. You know, it is what it fucking is. It's one of those deals where, I'll say this, as someone who's made a few films in my day, I can tell you that any movie looks better on the big screen. And that's why I'm encouraging you fine folks to continue or to reinsert yourself into the theatrical world of ticket going, movie ticket buying. I had a big debate with someone today who was saying, oh, the movie industry charges too much for tickets, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you buy a subscription to this theater chain, AMC, so basically I think it's $21 a month, 23 with tax. You can see for $23 a month with tax, including tax, you can see 3 movies a week. So you're getting basically, I would say, a month, you're getting 13 movies a month. If there's, you know, typically 4.5 weeks a month, you're getting 13 movies a month. You're getting that for $23, and you bring your fucking mask and you put it on your face and you wear it, and they keep the seating here at AMC to 40% or less of capacity, and you're pretty fucking safe. And if you feel uncomfortable with where you're sitting, if there's some asshole sneezing or coughing COVID-19 germs that are going to kill you, you can ask to move or sit in another seat or go to another theater. But we need to save the goddamn cinema, folks. Someone was trying to explain to me all these wonderful things with this Office Depot or GameStop or whatever the fuck, and AMC, and these fellows on Reddit trying to do wonderful things and fuck up the, you know, Occupy the fucking Dow Jones report or whatever the fuck. And I'm just telling you, go see the goddamn movie. That might help. If you really want to save these businesses, go to GameStop and buy a game, or buy a Nintendo cartridge or whatever the fuck. And if you want to save the goddamn cinema, buy a ticket to the fucking movie or buy a subscription. And these assholes, which are most of you, who just fucking Netflix and chill your goddamn lives away. Oh, I'll just watch it at home. I'll watch it on my phone. It's just so insipid to me, to be quite honest. It's such a disappointment in a whole society that I have, that I just feel that you should fucking support the cinema. Go to the cinema, go to the movies, and see a goddamn movie like a man or a woman or a transgender individual. So there you fucking have it, folks. I'm just trying to help you out. I'm just trying to encourage you to see a goddamn film in the goddamn theater. Because one day, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, if you don't have a fucking movie theater to go to, you're gonna bitch. You're gonna say, oh, God, I miss the movies. Well, assholes, this is something you can do something about. Get your goddamn ticket, go see a fucking film, and there you fucking have it. So I'm trying to help society. I'm trying to get people to do things